Welcome to a van tour of van build number 24. We are so excited to share this one with you. It's actually a different floor plan than we've ever done before. This is a 2022 170 Mercedes Sprinter 3500 4x4, and she's fully loaded and gorgeous on the outside and the inside. So we can't wait to show you the inside. Come on in. So right when you come in, we actually have our seating area up front. I'm gonna move the table out of my way a little bit to get in here. It is on our little Lagoon swivel. It's not actually a Lagoon, it's a different brand, but we have our seating area up front. The passenger seat does swivel, and then we have overhead storage with the headliner shelf, as well as a couple cabinets right above the seating area. Now this is a really functional space because this table can move around. So even if you're sitting in the passenger seat swiveled around, you could sit work there. Another person could sit here and work. You could even turn the table this way. So one could be sitting there, I could be sitting here. So functional space. You could also have two people sitting at this bench. It's very comfortable for two if we had another person come join us here. So again, really good space here. You could also use it, for an extension of your kitchen for cooking. If you were cooking or prepping or doing dishes or whatever, you have this tabletop here. Love this design, turned out beautifully. And we have the full glass window up front that we framed in. I just love that picture window style. Let me fix my pillows really quick. And that's kind of that. Then next up, we have our kitchen. This is a really nice spacious kitchen with a solid surface countertop. We have this little insert that you pull out for the sink, which is actually great because when you're driving, if you have dishes in there, you can put this on top, then nobody's gonna see it when they come in your van. A lot of people do that. Alex and I are, the wash your dishes as you go kind of people, but to each their own. So it's a really nice option there. Underneath, we have a little bit of storage under the sink. We also have this gorgeous black sink that I didn't even mention under here, and this nice industrial style gold faucet. Now we've shown this in a lot of van tours before, but you can detach this and use it out the sliding door if you want. Just a nice option there. The hose does extend quite a bit. In her kitchen, we also have a microwave, which is a great option for cooking. We did not do a built-in cooktop. She has an outlet here in the backsplash that she can pull out her induction cooktop, set it up, plug it in, do her cooking, put it all away, do your dishes, put it all away. That's kind of a process of van life. Anytime you're going anywhere, you have to make sure everything's put away and secured in your cabinets that all have latches on them so that nothing's going to be coming and flying out while you're driving. One thing I did not mention in the front bench, in that bench seat, there's actually a dual zone Dometic top load fridge freezer. So she only has a 65-liter isotherm fridge built into the kitchen. She's planning on bringing a large dog on her travels, potentially even two, her husband's dog as well. So they have two dogs and lots of dog food that they do, like fresh food or frozen food. So they wanted extra storage in a separate freezer. They could have the doggo's food. I'm guessing they might need to use the microwave to defrost that. So that was part of that process. So we always take clients' requests and try our best to fit everything in the van that we can, and that was one of the most important things for them, so we made sure to incorporate that into their design. Now, because we put so much into the kitchen with the microwave and the fridge, not much leftover storage. There are two other drawers for storing things. One is very large, would be great for pots and pans and all that kind of stuff. They do have a full-length upper on the passenger side, but not one on the driver's side because we have the platform bed behind me, which we'll get into in a minute. But first, we're going to talk about the bathroom. So we have her bathroom, our standard kind of wet bath, but this is the one without a built-in toilet. Now we opted for that so that the front seating space could be larger, because if we built in the toilet, this bathroom would have been longer. She is actually just using a Dometic cassette toilet that she will set into the shower pan when she's not using the shower pan, and then have to take that out when she wants to use the shower. We have beautiful gold fixtures in here. I love that we tied in the wood from her kitchen into the wood on the ceiling, and just that nice golden oak kind of look, and that ties in with the other wood elements throughout, like her table and headliner shelf and the door panels, all that stuff. I love when we get to tie in those little details together, and I think it turned out beautifully with the Palisades vinyl wall tile. Looks very good, and actually ties in beautifully with her kitchen backsplash, which I did not even mention. I actually love this tile. I don't know what this shape is called. I was about to say hexagon, but it's not a hexagon. With the gray grout, I love the white and gray. It ties in.
It's a hexagon. It has 6 sides.
That is a hexagon? I was right.
Hexagon,
Well,
6
I think of that more like a stop sign, you know, not like a diamond shape. I don't know. If anybody knows what that's called, let me know down in the comments. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I love that this has the white and gray that ties in perfectly with the white and gray in the shower, especially because they're very close together. Now, speaking of colors, I actually love the color of her upper cabinets. I love that she brought some color into her design, because we have the warm wood tones, the white and the gray, and then we get a little pop of color with the gold. I just love it so much. I think she made amazing design choices in this van. Back to the bathroom. I'm getting sidetracked talking about all the fun design stuff. We have our Nautilus shower door, self-cleaning and retractable, that just finishes off the bathroom really nicely and contains the water in the shower. Now, we have some other videos about talking about why we do an enclosed shower, how we personally don't think it's taking up too much space in these vans, and how it's actually super functional. And I think we're going to come out with another video talking about that soon, so keep your eye out for that. I think we've only built 2 vans without bathrooms out of the 24, and we're building one right now. So 3 out of like 20, or at like 28 in the shop right now. So they work, they're functional, and they're great when you've been on the road all day and you just want to get clean at the end of the day. Traveling, I don't know about you guys, but it makes me feel all greasy and sweaty. So being able to have a shower before you go hop in your bed is the best. So in the back of the van, kitchen, we have a nice dresser back here with a solid surface countertop. I actually love the way the height of the bed turned out with the countertops. It's nice when you're in bed, you could plug in your phone and set it here. This light switch right here is for the single light over the bed. If you've watched any of our van tours before, we always wire one light independently over the bed and have a switch right next to the bed, so that when you go to bed, you don't have to go all the way to the front of the van for the other main switch for all the lights. I don't know about you guys, but I love being able to turn off a light when I'm laying in bed instead of getting up and doing it and then crawling back in the dark. And then this light switch is actually for the bathroom. They're all on dimmers, which is great. And we have a nice sized dresser here. These drawers are full extension, so there's actually quite a bit of storage. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we only have an upper on one side. That was intentional. It does lose a little bit of storage for them, but because they have a full-time bed, they don't have to store bedding anywhere. They'll obviously put sheets and blankets and pillows back here. And so they don't need to worry about storing any of that like you would in our beach house layout. So this is still very functional storage for them, and I think enough for what they're planning on doing. So we only did uppers on the one side because then they can, in bed, lean against this wall and not have an upper cabinet that would be, their head would be hitting if they try to do that on this side. So we wanted to keep this side nice and open. We also have our custom window frames in the back. These are the smaller C.R. Lawrence bunk windows, and turned out really nice. They are sliders, so you can open them up and get some fresh air in the back of the van. But typically people, if it's hot out, will opt for the Dometic 12-volt AC unit back here. And it is right over the bed, which is great for keeping you cool while you sleep at night. Now, this bed is actually a removable system. So you will see we did 3 cushions here, and that is actually in the same sections of the bed. So you could actually take out just one cushion in one section if you wanted to. And underneath these, we do have our benches that house our plumbing and electrical. But like I said, this is all removable. And they are planning on putting a large dog crate under here. So that was a big part of their design, was with the dogs, which we can totally understand because our first 2 vans were also centered around a dog crate design and making sure that our dogs were going to be happy and safe in our van. So the bed system is on 2 rails that are mounted to both of the side walls, and it actually collapses just a little bit for easy removal and getting it back in and out of here, because if it was full length and you were trying to angle it in here weirdly, it would get complicated. And that's actually made by RB Components, great system we've actually used in our gear van that we built for our client Jack last year. So again, they can take this whole thing out if they wanted to for some reason, or make the bed smaller if they wanted to. It is actually a really cool system to be able to have some different maneuverability in their van, and yeah, pretty fun. Now next up, Alex is going to be talking about the electrical system in here, the plumbing system, a lot of the outside features, because this thing is loaded with Aluminess gear and an awesome light bar and suspension upgrades and all sorts of fun stuff on the outside. So here we go.
This van's got a little bit more of an aggressive look on the outside than our typical builds. One of the things this client wanted was to actually do our truck bed treatment on the hood, which I think came out really nice. We always do a truck bed treatment on the lower plastic panels and below. This is one of our rust prevention methods, as well as also doing a truck bed treatment and color matching with the roof after we cut everything into the roof. Up front, we also added the CA tuned front bumper with the Warren winch. Gives it a nice aggressive look. Also will help them if they need to pull out or pull someone else out who is stuck. For the lights up front, we added the LP6 is onto the front bumper, and then we have a Baja Designs light bar amber up top as well. These both have a running mode on and a high beam mode, so she can use them all the time, not just on a high beam mode, which is really cool. We're gonna do a little tour around and let's show you what's going on the outside. We also have the shackles. You gotta have shackles if you're gonna have a winch and a bumper. We did upgrade all of the wheels and tires on this rig as well. So she has these really nice Ultra aftermarket 3500 dually wheels on the front and on the back. These are accented with the Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires. Nice aggressive looking all-terrain that has great traction, performs really well on these Sprinters. Again, you can see the truck bed treatment here on this side. And then we have kind of our stock running board. Because this is a 4x4, it comes with the 2-inch lift. And then you can see that the butt is not sagging. We did beef up the rear leaf spring. We swapped out the pack for a full 6,400 pound leaf spring at the back so that that butt is not sagging. You can see the aftermarket Ultra wheels back there with the tires again. Really beautiful the way that this turned out with the black and the silver accents. Up top, you'll also see the Aluminess double loop. This is the touring style roof rack, which to me looks really cool with the Baja light bar that we have up top. This is actually the first time that we've used this roof rack. Typically we do the double loop low profile, but I really like the touring style as well. On the side, we did put on 2 rigid lights mounted on the side. And these are great because when her awning is out, she's still going to be able to use these lights on the side of the van. She does have the Fiamma S45 awning. It's a manual crank awning, so she can get that shade, that protection from the sun when she's out in the summertime. So she wanted a lot of storage and a lot of water. Now with this design, because we had to fit this dog crate in and because it is a dually, we were kind of limited on the amount of water we could fit inside the van. So we also swapped out her spare, put that on the back on this Aluminess spare mount. And then we have another 22-gallon freshwater tank underneath the van and a 22-gallon freshwater tank inside the van. So she's got 44 gallons of freshwater total, plus a 2.5-gallon water heater. So she can only use 22 gallons for 4 seasons. During the winter, she's gonna have to drain that bottom tank, but still not a bad trade-off. She did also add the slimline box from Aluminess, so she's got even more storage here. You know, this is a great spot to throw extra recovery gear, hoses, extension cords, all that fun stuff, camping stove, camping chairs. And they do have bikes, so they wanted the 2 one-up bike trays that go on the mount and the rear door system from Aluminess. So came out really nice. That's on the back. Come around to the the driver's side, you can see her double loop low profile rack, and we also have the high roof ladder. On both the back and the front, we added more rigid spotlights up top, so she can actually turn on lights from inside at her aux beam controller, which is in the headliner shelf. So if she's sitting in her driver's seat, she can reach up to that aux beam controller, which is mounted in the headliner, turn on any of those lights. She's got lights 360 all the way around the van. That's nice for a lot of people. They like that peace of mind to be able to, you know, light up and see everything around the van at night. Also helps when you're parking, you know, maybe in a backcountry situation. And, you know, just fun. It's fun to be able to see what's going on around you when you're in the backcountry. Up top, she does have 200 watts of solar mounted on the Aluminess solar mounts that go on the crossbars. Really cool system. We love using Aluminess roof racks and systems. We've been using them for the entire 7 years we have been building vans now. Another thing I want to point your attention to on this side of the van, we did install a full-size OEM window here on the side. So this looks like custom or like a full Sprinter glass window, but when you saw on the inside, the window wasn't this big. Her bathroom actually goes all the way to here. So one of the fun things that we have learned to do is to actually paint all of this black that is facing the window, and then we build our custom window frame on the inside. We attach metal strips to that. We have a custom window cover made that attaches to those metal strips and is the exact size of this window frame. It's one of, I feel like, our better contributions to van life. I've seen it in a lot of vans. It just looks great from the inside. It looks great from the outside, because if that window cover were up right now, all you would see is black. But right now when you look in, you can look in and see the van, you can see the window frame, but everything else around it is black. So I am at the control center for her van. If you have seen any of our van tours before, we've done a few, then this is gonna look really familiar to you. We've got the Serbo GX with the Serbo touchscreen. We love this system because you can see so much cool stuff on here. We've got her tank sensors for all of her freshwater and gray water tanks. We've got her battery voltage. We've got the switch for the inverter to turn her inverter on and off. We can see how much solar we're bringing in right now, 136 watts. So we can see we're pulling 12 watts from the DC system. In total right now, we're charging at 9.3 amps. So we've got more screens. See all of her sensors again. We've got her switches here for all of the ball valves. Because we have 2 freshwater tanks in this van, one of the ball valves will open each of those tanks so that she can actually start to pull water from those systems. So that's a fun way that we found to do multiple tanks in a van. We love utilizing 12-volt ball valves for both our drain systems and our freshwater plumbing systems when we're doing more than one tank. She has 540 amp hours of lithium batteries from Battleborn Batteries, the GC3. That's 2 GC3 batteries stacked on top of each other, bolted and ratchet strapped through the frame of the van. Super secure with a 3,000 watt Victron inverter charger. She's got 30 amps of alternator charging. We talked about the 200 watts of solar on the roof, and we talked about the plumbing system already. So a very comfortable van to be able to go out and travel extended road trips, visit national parks. That's kind of what this client is planning on using it for with her husband and their dogs. So all in all, we love the way this van turned out. It's got all of our stock stuff we love to include, a couple extra upgrades like the microwave and the extra space for the dog food in the top loading fridge, freezer, and the bench. Different layout for sure than we've done before. It's similar to some other ones that obviously we've seen other people building, but it's cool to put our little touch on it, and the client's design finishes with Sarah's input, and very stoked with how this one turned out.
One thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video are the gorgeous Scheelman seats in the front. These are the brown leather, and I just love it with the cream stitching. These, on our way over here, I was just telling Alex how amazingly comfortable these seats are. They really are so much more comfortable than the stock Sprinter seats, and they have about 10 million adjustments on them. And these ones have the heated element in it too, which is actually a great upgrade for her because this van did not come with heated seats from the factory, so we were able to add that with the aftermarket Scheelman seats. And I just love that color so much. I just think it's so pretty. Now to the back of the van, we of course did a little design feature back here. So at the back of the van, we have our nice little slat feature, but at an angle, which I think was a great little switch up from what we typically do for other clients. And here you can really see the bed platform system with the 2 black rails on either side. And then just kind of how cool and open this is in the back. Again, in the front section, we built that the size for her dog crate. We do have this little pathway running across for plumbing and electrical. It's also where she's going to access shutoff valves if she ever needs to. So we try to make those things easier for clients, but that also helps the crate stay in its place so that it's not going to be sliding back toward the back doors. It'll stay in that front section and not move anywhere. But then she has got a nice little bit of open storage here, as well as you could store things on top of both of these benches. And then she has her outdoor shower back here, which is a great option if you're out at a beach to hose off the back of your van before you get inside. That does also hook up to our main plumbing system, so you do get hot water at the shower as long as you turn your hot water heater on before. What else back here? Not much. One of the things I actually wanted to mention this about the bed system, this comes all the way to the back door, so there's a notch in the cushions as well as the bed system. So when the doors are closed, there's no gap between your bed and the door where like a pillow or stuff could fall down in there. It's actually pretty cool. It makes your bed a little bit bigger overall. So I thought that was also a nice feature in this one. I think we've pretty much mentioned everything else. We have our water fill back here, and underneath the van there is a shore power plug-in for plugging in a shore power when you need to charge up your batteries. But clients typically don't need to do that very often. We actually had a client from 3 years ago call Alex about a month or 2 ago, and her batteries had died and she had not ever plugged in 3 years. So that just goes to show how much the alternator charger and the solar do for you. You don't need to plug in that often, but you still should plug in occasionally to make sure that your system is actually charged and functioning properly, and so that your batteries don't just shut off and nothing works in your van. So now I think we're gonna sit down and do a little chat about what our favorite features of this van were. But all in all, she's gorgeous, love it. I don't know if the client's gonna name it or not. Some clients do, some don't, but turned out really pretty. Okay, so our little Sarah and Alex chat at the end of our van tours. So we love to kind of sit down, chat about some of the things about the build that maybe you don't know, and talk about our favorite features. So let's start with that. What was your favorite feature of this van?
Favorite feature? I like the stained cabinetry. We haven't done that since our last van. A lot of similar things that were in our last van. Same handles, same gold faucets, same gold shower fixtures.
Those have been a fan favorite with clients
They
lately.
have. Love the Shieldman aftermarket seats. Overall, it's a fun one with a different layout. The whole van was designed around the dog. It was designed around the dog crate and then the food in the top loading fridge freezer for the dogs.
Yep.
So
I think my favorite thing is just the floor plan. I think this one turned out really nicely. It's very functional. I like the seating area. For having a full-time bed, it is nice to have like a dedicated seating area. So I think that was really nice. And then the fact that we made it functional with the giant fridge freezer under here was pretty cool. And then I like the how you can sit here in many different forms and fashions. You can sit there, you can sit here, 2 people can sit here. It just turned out really nicely, and I think this table is this is actually pretty much the same size as what we put in a beach house layout.
yeah,
A little bit
big table.
A little bit less wide and a little bit shorter, but all in all, it's a really good sized table, I think.
Close. Yeah, just the colors. She did a great job with the colors. White ceiling, colored cabinets, white countertops, stained lowers. I think it looks beautiful in here. I'm excited for them to have it and adventure, and yeah, it's a very homey feeling in here.
For sure. I love the stain cabinets as well. I think that they're so pretty, which we did the same stain in our last van. And yeah, I just love when clients incorporate those warm wood tones in here and break up kind of the all white look. I also think just durability wise, it lasts and holds up a little bit better, because if you have white cabinets and you're touching them a lot, you're going to see fingerprints and all that kind of stuff. So stained wood, it will always kind of look good. You know, you won't see all those fingerprints. So yeah. I do like that a lot.
Yeah, a lot of storage. Still has a microwave. It has a lot of comforts in a small, it's only a 170. It's not a 170 extended. So I think for being in a 170, we fit a lot in here, but it still doesn't feel crammed. Some of you out there might be thinking, it doesn't feel crammed. For a van, it's not bad.
All the features
worse.
of home in here. You got your couch area, your kitchen, your bathroom, your bed. What else do you need?
Yeah. And I mean, the outside too. This van looks badass. Can I say badass?
Nah, probably shouldn't.
The outside features, this van looks awesome. I love that she took a chance with doing the hood, and then the front bumper, winch, all that, the exterior light package.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. All in all, beautiful van for number 24. Different layout, which will be in our van layout guide eventually. I hope we can get it in there soon. We'll give you all the specs of this floor plan because it is a good one. I like
What's
it a lot.
funny is now that we really talk about which number it is, we have new clients now who are going through the design process, and they're like, I really like the tile in number 21, and I like what you did. I want the fridge in 20.
And I'm like, wait, which one was that?
22, and I like the floor you did in 19.
Yeah, that was funny. This is the same flooring as our last van too.
We've done this flooring a lot.
Yeah, I love this flooring. It's so pretty.
When it works, it works.
That's right. So hopefully you enjoyed van build number 24. We got number 25 and 26 coming up really soon. So stay tuned. And then hopefully the next finish is ours. Are we going to be 27? 27 or 28? Cannot wait to share that one with you guys. Oh, don't say that. We have to finish it by July.
It's because we have so many others that are so close.
We've signed up for our first official expo this summer in July, so we need to finish our van.
We will be in Bend, Oregon for the Overlanding Expo.
Yep, that'll be fun with our Happy Jack family van. Crazy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.